We ought to bring word of this to Captain Brand.
Ora bem-vindos a mais um episódio de Dragon's Dogma 2 para a PlayStation 5.
Oh, what does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
Ora, temos que falar com o Capitão Brand. Mas gostava de primeiro de fazer uma coisa.
Well met. You are come to Shaki. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all.
Ora. Por isto.
Fernworth. Much obliged.
Ora, vamos lá. Equipamento. Andava eu com uma patiota mais fraquinha.
Well met. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated.
Ora, guardar isto. Isto.
To the foremost hospitality in all. Much obliged. Always got to be in the thick of things, mate. Ah, that's right. I must fetch those papers.
I might nod off. I'm not Time to head to market, methinks.
Over here, if you please. The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later? I'm not sure we're making any progress here. We might want to remind ourselves of the particular...
Welcome to the Star Drop Inn. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start? Come back any time. Well met, sir. Fancy a gander? Fine wares all.
I've just
Are you here to see me, perchance?
Welcome to the Star. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I? Always a pleasure. Well met, sir.
Aqui está ele.
Fine wares all.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
Welcome.
The rules at your...
É a mesma coisa.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, your majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows should you continue to display such valor. The day will soon come when Desha can no longer deny your presence, and ere it slips my mind. Pray, take this. 'Tis a symbol of my own gratitude.
And with that, our task is done.
There is much we ought
Petitioner's
to tend to
cloak.
if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Desha's misdeeds. I hesitate to. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels afore now, though I have yet to uncover so much as a whisper of her plots. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, your majesty? Might I ask this task of you? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Follow me, if you would.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your majesty's claim as a true Arisen. Of all those who serve the Queen Regent, there is but one who I have no doubt will lend his support to your majesty's cause. I refer to Waldar, a magistrate. Many a time has Desha demanded Waldar amend the code of Vermont to her own benefit, and many a time has the magistrate refused her, for he is loyal to none but the spirit of the law. As a result, he now our laws dictate that your majesty is our rightful ruler. Thus, as the staunchest supporter of the law known to the palace, I'm quite confident that Waldar will be willing to vouch for your majesty. What say you? Might you be willing to aid me in I've prepared a means for you to enter this mission demands the should you be discovered, I will be unable to lend aught in the way of aid.
Would you mind
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds, but as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into what say you, your majesty? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security. So pray, slip into the venue through. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to take care, your majesty. There is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers.
Pray, follow me.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to while examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds.
Eu sei
made a
tudo.
curious
Foi logo se
discovery.
vê aquilo que eu vou fazer.
For some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crown flower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be Arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude, yet 'tis strange, for sweet crown flowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain. Yet all the same, I would ask that your majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it. For
Over here, if you please.
there is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your majesty, do not forget that we work to serve the citizenry.
Are you coming, Master?
Ok.
path is here. I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle I shall... 'Tis uncommon for a lad of... A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
Aonde?
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb. We ought to put it to good use.
Qual escada? Depois falam em escada, não vejo escadas nenhumas.
It would seem. We even need to visit the palace.
Vamos tentar fazer esta quest.
What delights might there be to find in town today?
Would you mind coming over here?
I'll make a living if I get myself in this. I'm nodding off where I
Always another errand to see to.
I can but trust my fate will guide me through. Always sets me to think.
May have I'll treat myself to a tickle before bed.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few. We have reached our destination.
If that is your... destination.
You are the Arisen, yes? Follow me! Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
Onde é que é aquilo?
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. 'Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? I am Sven, the son of Queen Regent Disa. Mother has been acting rather strangely of late. I thought to investigate the matter whilst she was away. I gather 'tis the same for you. I can't imagine what else would have summoned you here. My word! You mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. Have you seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your escape. Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my
Oh, how lovely. I'll have to remember this place.
Vamos embora.
Tis good to be reunited.
What's this? Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its center, and 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, Mayhap the man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need only tell...
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
Vamos lá falar com o Capitão Brante. Entregar-lhe aquela carta suspeita. Aquela carta suspeita, acho eu. Aqui.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Deeza's schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the Regent King. If Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, we may be able to gain more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I am able to offer, I bid you, take this.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
Wakestone.
I'm not sure what we're dealing with here. Queen Regent Deeza appears to be working in concert with this
Ora,
Phasus fellow.
checar ver equipamento.
But what precisely is their aim?
Vamos lá ver esta quest.
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Talvez por aqui.
Pray, allow me to open yon chest.
I'd sooner stay out of that. Where all my peers seem so much more capable. I'm in it now. No sense getting confident. Just another way to save your own skin. Must hold out till someone comes to read.
Oi there, friend! Care to help a fellow? All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melve again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but that's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margaret. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I would now. The carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat. And mind you, don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see? So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take part. Enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour, and come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to...
We ought not keep the recipient waiting.
Ou seja, agora são monstros de recados.
We're to see this letter to Sir Leonard.
Ou seja, ir o caminho todo para ali? Ah, bem. Pois, deixa-me cá fazer este.
Shall we board the ox cart as directed, Master? Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for. We're in your hands, sir. Much obliged.
Must hold out till someone comes to read.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Então. Pá, estás-me aqui a fazer perder tempo, pá.
I'll gladly stay a while.
What's got you?
There's a ladder here. Ah, excellent find.
There's a ladder here. Onde? Não vês escadas por tudo quanto é sítio?
right, sir. How might I be of service? In my line of business, patience is key. The safer the roads, the heavier my pockets.
Será isto?
Do come again.
Pelo visto, acho que não.
I only work when I fancy.
This really is fine craftsmanship. This part's... Oh, yes? I possess no ill intent, I assure you. Those of other races differ so in... That's all 'tis, mind. Curiosity. And even if I did, it isn't as if I could purchase one, no matter how they fascinate me. It isn't to be. You would simply... Fascinating. 'Tis not dissimilar from an elven bow in make, and yet 'tis unlike one in near every respect. Such as this bowstring. It looks quite the same, but the tension is altogether different. Why do you stare? Perhaps you find it absurd that I should marvel so at a bow, not of... I suppose I sought inspiration. The timing could not be more unwelcome. Forgive me. I should not expect you to know of our ways. I speak of the trial of archery. Every elf undergoes this trial when they reach maturity. Till we succeed, we are not considered to have come of it. I have been training most diligently, yet my skill... Indeed, I fear my aim... I grew so vexed with myself that thanks to you, I now have the means to do so. It might be just what I need to find my aim. Many thanks. But this is no place to practice. Would you be... That's where I train, you see. I'll be able to I do hope you'll join me. For now...
I sense eyes upon us. I shall inform you if I learn aught of worth. 'Tis uncommon for a lad of his age.
Are you in the market for something in particular? Do come again.
Well met,
How might I be of service?
Bunch of sluggards.
I've no need of prizes in my... How might I be of service?
Interested in my wares?
O que tu vendes?
Interested in my wares?
Por enquanto, nada.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful. The Arisen is ever prudent in the application of coin.
Well met, son. How might I be of service? Welcome to Pure, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. Hope to
Não
see
é
you again.
isto que eu quero.
Fancy a look at my wares?
But not as long as you please.
Isto aqui.
My pack's grown rough.
Have you business with the guild, sir? I should be glad to assist you.
Always a pleasure.
Bem, pelo menos já aumentamos um bocadinho a personagem. Não sei se foi muita coisa ou não, mas olha. É isto.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb. We ought to put it to good use.
Qual ladder? Ah, estão eles a falar em ladders. Devia estar-se a referir a isto. Perry Stone. Bem, já com este episódio por aqui. Ora, deixem o vosso like, subscrevam, caso não tenham feito ainda, ficaria bastante agradecido. Ups. Vamos só apanhar primeiro. Apanhar, conseguir.
I'll go and open the chest.
What am I to do? Hail, friend. I've an eye for people, and I'm in a bit of a quandary, you see. Fear not. I only asked. I'd be much obliged if you'd simply consider. Sound appealing? Then.
Ah, bem. Olha, eu vou para ali. Possivelmente não vou. Ora, deixem o vosso like, subscrevam caso não tenham feito ainda, ficaria bastante agradecido. Muito obrigado, até o próximo episódio.
This